Let's get Christmassy and make this beautiful wreath on a 22 needle knitting machine. Let's get creative with a coat hanger, a curler, some Christmas baubles, yarn of choice, and Kitty's play balls. I've pre-knitted most of the main baubles for the project, so there's one left to do. So I'm going to cast on as normal. Zero my clock, and for the main balls we need to do 16 rounds. Cut off our yarn and cast off as normal. Now with this fuzzy Christmassy fabric, you'll find you need to turn it the other way in order to get the fuzzy sparkly effect. So that's the last one knitted now for the main project, and we need to do 3 smaller knitted sections for the smaller baubles that are going to hang in the center. And for these small balls we need to do just 12 rows. For my project I'm going to do one of each colour, King Cole Christmassy yarn in a DK, and I'm using 2 strands, one from the inside and one from the outside, because this is really thin and we need to use it double in order to cover the ball. And again, cast off as normal. And I'm going to do another 12-row ball in the white fuzzy and this one. The next part of the project is to knit the handle, and I'm using this Glitz and Glamour double knitting sparkly yarn I've used in the rest of the project. It does seem more like an Aran weight to me. It is rather thick for a DK. So we're going to be using panel mode. You don't have to, of course. If you're a good crocheter, you can crochet a cover for the handle, or even use some ribbon and some glue or some hot glue to fasten that on. So for this we're going to be in panel mode. I'm not switching it to panel mode, I'm going to manually do it, still in tube mode. So we're going to cast on 8 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 0 the counter. I start at the black needle because then it'll actually count the rows as we go around, and we are going to do 32 rows in panel mode. Okay, so when you go in panel mode you need to make sure that this last stitch here as you go goes under that red noggin. Can you see it going down? There's just going down now, and that means that's locked in. So watch your tension here, because of this extra bit of yarn you need to gather that up as you come back around and back around to this side, holding that one down a little bit. And to the black needle you need to go again. Watch for that to fall down under that red bar, and then you're fine. Again, this is excess yarn, so you'll need to hold on your tension and gather that in as you go through. Last needle, that's the 8th needle. This is the bar here. So make sure you crank a little bit further than what seems normal to do, because it is normal. Excess yarn. Pull back on the tension here, pull that back a little bit. You can see a little bit out of camera, but I'm just pulling on the yarn there, and then back around. Okay, under that noggin there, under that one. See, you've come back about 3 needles, which seems odd, but it's fine because it doesn't knit. and then you're back. So I'm going to do now 32 rows, and I'll see you in a minute. This is the end 32 row. I'm actually going to go back so I can cast off the normal way I did. So actually do 33 rows, not 32, which is going to make a heck of a difference to the project. And there's our square little panel, ready for the handle. And now to the assembly of this fabulous little project. Once you've knitted your 14 little pieces for your play balls, you need to assemble them. Now I love this part, okay? It is so simple. You cinch up one end. It's a bit tricky with this furry yarn, so be a little bit careful. And then you've got a little pocket. I'm chosen the blue one because it's a bit more like ice, and it does show through a little bit, and I thought it was a little icy, okay? And then this is absolutely gorgeous. I love this section. If I can find the tail, here we go. I just love the way it closes up around the ball. And it's as simple as that. You don't need to cinch off the ends, and you certainly don't need to tie anything at the moment, okay? So that's that one done. So we'll add that to our little pile here, ready for assembly. And the same goes for these here. You just need to add the bauble inside. Oops, put it the right side. Cinch up the one end and pop the bauble inside. And I just love the way it closes around the top of the bauble. It makes it look so cute. And these are 2-inch baubles. And with these baubles, with the end here, you do need to cinch up tidily and a little bit of a stitch and hide inside your work. Step 1, we need to uncoil our coat hanger, so watch your fingers, can be a little bit tight, okay? So just get the one behind the other. There we go, okay? Now we need to fashion this into a circle. Leave these bits as they are, because you'll be reconnecting those once everything is on. So we'll bend and bend. This one's got a bit of a funny hook in it, which is a bit of a pain, but there we go. So bend and twist into a circle of sorts. Once your circle is complete, or thereabouts, this is the fun bit. We start putting the lovely balls on. I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to alternate them 3 at a time. Now I've got a whole dabber here, but you could use the edge of a scissors. Now this is why you don't seal that up either end at assembly point, okay? Because you use that as a guide to make the hole. So punch a little hole in there. And these are quite flimsy, these balls, but that's kind of a good thing really in a way. And then with that one, make another hole. And then you know then that you've got them in the center. So we do that with all the balls, and then we assemble. There you can see the hole. You may need to make it a little bit bigger with the scissors or something, okay? So just in case, we will put the little scissors in there. We'll make a slightly bigger hole. And then we just thread them on. And find the other hole, the other side. and it'll pop through. And there we go. And even through this wiggly bit, it's going on, okay? So all the way around, feed the ball. There we go, all the way on. Don't worry about tying these up at the moment, leave them alone. We'll sort that out afterwards. And slide that up to the top. And now we'll alternate our colours all the way around. Might be a good idea to pre-punch your holes in these before starting. I think it's probably be a little bit quicker than doing it as you go on. Bunch them all up. And that's the assembly complete so far. Next we can reattach the top of this by twisting, there we go. Next stage is to take our ends, and all we're going to do is tie the top of one to the bottom of the other. So this is where we cinch up the top and the bottom, and we just tie it off, and we'll do that all the way around the wreath, okay? Tie it off. So we're locking each of those little balls together, and you can do as many knots as you want. 2 I find is adequate, and we'll do that now all the way around the wreath, okay? And here we are back at the beginning. And there's our wreath. Very, very pretty. Now, you can bend it a little bit, being careful. You can get your fingers in there and to the metal and squish it and bend it in the gaps if it's not quite round, but I'm happy with that. By the time we add other bits and bobs, it'll be fine. Now then, to make this look pretty, okay? Now, you saw me do a short panel knit, okay? Now, this is the panel knit piece, and this is where our curler comes in very handy. Now, this one, let's move it around here, this one is about the right size. So, these have got little hooks inside, there you go, see them? So, with a little bit of, you can take the wire bit out of the centre by removing that hook and pulling that out. There you go. So now you've got just a bendy rubber tube, okay? So we'll reuse the lid because that seals off the top. You can secure it with a little bit of glue if you want to. And what we're going to do now is encase this in our panel knitting, okay? So we're going to sew up along this length. There we go, and then we've got a little sausage. Next, we need to fit our sausage around there to make it look all pretty. So it can be a little tricky, so I'm gonna straighten this out just a tad, and hopefully we won't get too much trouble sliding this on. Just twist and wiggle and twist and wiggle. And twist and wiggle. And we're nearly there. Hallelujah. There we go. So we can bend the handle back into shape after a fashion. Obviously you can remove this part if you want to. I mean, you don't have to have the hook. You can just snip it off with the wire snips, and the job's a good one. And just do a ribbon or something. So there's the hook. Could do with a little bit more fettling, so I'll do that off camera and come back. Anyway, once that's done, just wrap it around a few times, sew it on. There's our wreath. It's very pretty. Now all we need to do is to decorate it to our heart's content. Okay, so I've got some ribbons here, all sorts of ribbons and bows, but you can do it with whatever you want. But before that, we have our three danglies. Now then, however way you want to do them, I think I like them that way, so it depends on how high you want one to be over the other. So I've pre-thread these with matching yarns, and all I've done is that's 2 strings on this one but only singles on there, is I've doubled it up and I put through double, thread it through there, hopefully she'll go, yes, and then because you've got a loop through your threads and the baubles attached. Now we need to put the 4 strands of this through a darning needle, and we're just going to attach it onto the wreath. So we're going to attach that one here, the white one there, and the red one there. And secure it. There we are. We have 3 baubles hanging at varying heights, just as you prefer. Now, embellishments. I've got some nice little bows. These are ones from my stash. Don't ask me where I had them from. I have not a clue. So this is where we embellish. And you can make your own bows, crochet bows. Do whatever you like to make it your own. So these, I'm just showing you basically what I'm going to do. So that's just roughly attached there. Okay, so that covers up any little stitch marks and things like that. And these, I'm going to put some bows on here, and these have got little ties on them, so they're quite handy. And I've got 3 of those. Well, I've got more of those actually, but isn't it funny how we pick up things and we can't remember where we had them from? You may even be tempted to put a bow on the bottom. So there you go, that's the wreath that you can hang on your front door or off your mantelpiece or anywhere in the house really that's pretty. You could also use some of these battery operated lights. Take 2 little pen light batteries, and what I'm going to do, I'll do that off camera, is I'm going to wind those around, just attach them on, and I'll hang it on my front door or a door in the house, and you can see what it looks like when it's dark. So anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoy this project. I hope it brings you hours of joy with pom-poms and kiddies' play balls from a play pit and an old coat hanger. Thanks for watching. Always a pleasure to show you my my creations, and if they're of any value to you whatsoever, especially in a monetary form, I'd love it if you gave a donation to your local animal shelter or your local animal charity. And as usual, just enjoy making, enjoy creating, be happy. There's nothing better than being happy. Take care of yourselves. Bye now. And there's the wreath with the battery operated Christmas lights attached. I love it. I am over the moon with it. I hope you love it too. Please remember to subscribe, comment, and just enjoy making it as much as I enjoyed making it and sharing it with you.